play sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts. All that and more coming up next.
Just a few blocks down the street from the state capitol in Indiana, it's Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis, the home of the Colts. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen. Greg, this is one that the defensive coordinators have had a long week because these quarterbacks, you can prepare and prepare for them, but because of their legs, you never know what they're going to do.
Yeah, when the play breaks down, I think that's where the real fun begins. I mean, it is just so hard. You mentioned it. These defensive coordinators, they spend all week, and every time the ball is snapped, you really have to defend two plays. And what I mean is you defend the initial play that is called by the offense in the huddle, and then you also have to defend the scramble play, the breakdown, the improv. That's what makes these quarterbacks so dangerous, and it just takes one breakdown defensively for a big play, and it's 6.
On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the gun, here's Russ. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and
intercepted. What a bad start on the 3rd play. It's the safety, Julian Blackman. And he's going to bring this one back. Wow, less than a minute into the game, it's a pick 6 and an early touchdown. That is a brutal way to start the game. You're thinking opening drive touchdown. Instead, that 3rd down pick turns into 6, Greg.
Yeah, Mike, and every offense all week works on that opening drive. It's such a critical way to get their players and get their offense settled into this game. And as you said, disastrous start, not only turning the ball over, but allowing the defense to capitalize and take it all the way back the other way.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Patterson now to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They are obviously still smarting from that pick 6 a moment ago. Quick 7-0 hole. Try to start digging out now with 1st and 10. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Warren. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Wilson lines up in the pistol. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
Mike, when you look around the league, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that look and can play to the style of Anthony Richardson. He can make every throw on the field. He's big. He can run for power, run with speed. As he continues to iron out some of those flaws from coming out of college, he lost his rookie season to injury. Here in year 2, I wouldn't be shocked by year end if he's a household name.
About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the 1st down. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
A 2nd down throw for Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
So, on 4th down, the Colts send out Rigoberto Sanchez to punt. Calvin Austin, deep for the Steelers. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He'll find his big target, Pat Freiermuth. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And that's going to be incomplete. coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Josh Downs now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Colts offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now Richardson. He runs with it. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And this one is caught by Pierce. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. Matt Gay on now for the Colts field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. Gay's kick is good. And the Colts go out to a 10-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Patterson now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Now Russ. Catch made by Pickens. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
A gain there of 21. That's a Steeler first down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll give it to Harris again. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Kenny Moore there to make the play. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Harris. And he's not going to get there. Maybe he's looking for a cutback lane, but that certainly didn't develop. And now it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Colts offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On second down, here's a run with Taylor. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down. They'll go play action. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. A fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him...
Oh, he gets a good read defensively and intercepts it. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The Colts offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
I could go on and on about the offensive line breakdowns with this pass protection, and it's been flat out brutal. But let's give some credit to the other side of the ball. They came in not only motivated to make a statement, but with a great game plan, and so far they've executed it to a T.
On 2nd down, Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Third down and 9. Richardson to throw. And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the 1st down and keep the drive alive.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Throwing, Richardson. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll be taken down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Here's Richardson. Oh, man, left wide open. Good play design there. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand. Let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Now Gay for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Patterson now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Steelers offense headed back to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. We are through one. 17-6 is the score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll let this go for Pickens. That is brought in. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think he got away with one there.
Here's 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. To throw again is Wilson. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Taylor. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly. And here comes third down. To throw, it's Richardson. And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Here's Austin to return. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
They run out of the gun with Warren. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On third down, here's Wilson. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angles so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack.
Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. The Colts offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. Richardson. A quick throw that's complete on the slant. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for first and 10. Here's Richardson, going to keep this himself. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
A good spot here, second and a yard. Off the zone read, this is Richardson. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
So, a pair of first downs moves him out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Throwing is Richardson. Off-balance throw. It's complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Richardson. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
If this quarterback's offensive line had as much fight as he does, I don't think they'd be in this situation to begin with. I mean, it's not even halftime here, Mike, and they've already given up 6 sacks. At this rate, I'm not sure they're confident their quarterback's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They face 2nd down and 7. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He'll go right back to Freiermuth. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
1st and 10. Now it's Harris. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Play action. It's Wilson. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. They are not having success on defense. That play picks up 19 yards. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Harris running right. And despite his best efforts to get away, ultimately, he goes down behind the line.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Back to throw. Wilson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. Anthony Gould now to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down, Richardson. He'll run again. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This defense is going to have to come up with some answers at halftime because they cannot allow this quarterback to just continue to have his way with them on the ground using his legs. And that's exactly what's happened so far here in the first half, and they're going to have to get that fixed and fixed quickly.
They'll run on first down with Taylor. And this will be a short gain down to the 41-yard line. DeMonte Casey in on the tackle. Second and 7. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short gain.
Here comes third and 6. From the gun, Richardson. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start first and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Another run here with Harris. And they'll get him down up around the 15-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, That's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
On first down, right back to Harris. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
Just watch the speed of the pursuit out of this safety on this tackle, Mike. His ability to play from depth and attack the line of scrimmage and meet that ball carrier in the hole and keep him to no gain. You don't see a lot of safeties able to make that tackle in the open field. That's pretty impressive.
That is caught downfield by Pickens. 16-yard pickup on that one. Good for a Steeler first down.
There's a reason certain guys, Mike, just always seem to be open. It's really because route running is more art than it is science. How do you manipulate the defense to find open spots or win versus man to create separation and earn the trust of your quarterback?
Now Wilson on first down. He finds Austin with the grab. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Third and long. Here's Wilson. He'll try to run for it. What a letdown for the defense. They allow a conversion on 3rd and 16.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
They'll throw on first down, and this time the rush gets home, and down he goes. Now Russ. He's got Freiermuth open on the left side. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a first down.
Anytime the quarterback has the ability to extend the play with his legs, it just puts so much pressure on the defense. Here you are thinking you have all the routes manned up, there's nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he breaks the pocket, and he's able to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Going to get that into the hands of his receiver, Mike Williams.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells. so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Steelers are back within 5.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half, about to get started. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, this is Downs. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Richardson operating from the pistol. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Open man downfield. It's Pittman. A gain there of 23 yards. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And good red zone running here, taking it inside the 10-yard line. Pickup of 8. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He keeps it, and he will get into the end zone. Anthony Richardson, touchdown, Indy. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The extra point by Gay is good, and the Colts will extend this third quarter lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Patterson now to return it. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll get about 5. They'll give it to Harris again. And he'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
He'll try the right side now with Harris. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking them down and took them down for a loss.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Wilson to throw. He's got his man. It's Pickens. And he'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run the draw with Warren. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
He'll get this to his tight end, Freiermuth. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this ball incomplete on third down.
He's already been a little reckless with his decision-making up until this point, Mike, and now it almost backfires on him again. He has to do a better job of finding the matchups, finding the space on the field so everything is not a forced ball into these tight windows.
And he missed it. It's no good. And they do not cut into the deficit.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Colts offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Here's 2nd and 9. They go right back to Taylor. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
They'll go again here with Taylor. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Colts will extend their lead. After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. A good return as he takes it across the 30. George Pickens and the Steelers offense heading back onto the field. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the third quarter. They go play action now. Wilson, and he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Pat Freiermuth, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. On second down, Russ. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Oh, wide open. It is Williams for the grab. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the handoff, it's Harris. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And he missed it. It's no good. And they do not cut into the deficit.
You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Patrick Queen, the linebacker, they're on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing is Richardson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
3rd and 9. From the gun, Richardson. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of the Steelers has it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, but it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Steelers offense getting set to get back to work. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense. And I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense, and it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble. This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down, a pickup of 9.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us. And right now, this defense has no answers.
Give up the middle to Harris. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They go play action with Wilson. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now it's Wilson. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. They get 24 on that one. That's a Steeler first down. Now Wilson. This one complete to Washington.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
A run. Here's Harris. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down. Third and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Harris. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Here's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they'll get him down right around the 5-yard line. Here now, second down and goal. Play action. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Big play coming up, third and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force fourth down.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will cut into that lead. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, this is Downs. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
They'll come up on a second down and 8. On the give, it's Harris. And the Steelers are going to have it first and goal. He'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line. Now Russ. That one, take it in. Mike Williams. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Chris Boswell on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Steelers have cut the deficit to 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game. as they kick it away. Here's Gould on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Colts offense ready to get back to work. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this first down. In motion comes Pittman. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. Second and a yard. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. Now he'll air one out. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
They get 18 on that one. First down, Indianapolis. And that last run sets a new NFL record. Most rush yards in a single game by a quarterback. It was set by Justin Fields when he was with the Bears. He had 178 on the ground in 2022. This game tops that. They'll run on first down with Taylor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
On second down, here's a run with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown Colts. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Catch is made. That is Williams. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Steeler 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Wilson will throw again. This one grabbed by Austin. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
On 1st down, it's Harris. Gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, as you can see there, with this guy's size, you're just not going to be able to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to get a lot of bodies to the ball, square him up, and be physical. Because if not, he's going to run through light contact, and he still has the speed to pick up big yards.
On 1st down, right back to Harris. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Here's Wilson to throw. A pass taken in by Harris.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They run it over center with Harris. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This one from 39 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead. Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. Here's Gould on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Colts offense ready to take over once again. The cushion is 9 as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Richardson operating from the pistol. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's got his man. That's downs. 12 yards on that hookup. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Here's a deep shot for Pierce. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively all over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
On 2nd down, Richardson. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Richardson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Putting the tight end in motion. On the ground, it's Taylor. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And he's going to be taken down.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. You're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And that's a productive run. He gets this one down to the 4. From inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2. Third and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Taylor. And he's into the end zone yet again. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indianapolis. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Richardson and the Colts come to the line. They'll try to tack on 2 more. He'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
Everybody's looking to end every drive with 6, but when you can turn that 6 into 8, man, what a confidence boost coming off the field, and they're going to force their opponent now to start chasing.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. Patterson now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steelers' offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He's going to keep it himself.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's 1st and 10. Wilson lines up in the pistol. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
To throw again is Wilson. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. He was looking for George Pickens there. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
That's taken in, and he's going to have the 1st down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down. Again, Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Throwing again, Wilson. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Another shot at it from the 9. 2nd down and goal. Here's Wilson. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
That's going to be caught. And he's going to go out of bounds well short of the pylon. And the defense holds. That'll be a turnover on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. And he's going to get this up to the 22-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
So it's a win for the Colts. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.